name is Deleika Wilson-Ballard, and I am co-owner of Timeless Wigs and Marvelous Things, located at 121 West Ennis Street, downtown Salisbury, North Carolina. When we first started, it was definitely a new venture. So I was introduced to wigs while I was in the middle of grad school. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I went to a wig boutique recommended by my oncologist and had a really bad experience. So fast forward, one day my mother called me in my office and she asked me what I think about a wig store, and next thing I know, we're venturing down this path that I never thought I would take. So we were really fortunate. We were able to buy 2 wig stores that were already in existence. One was OK Wigs, and they had been part of Salisbury for, I think, over 40 years. The Yangs were ready to retire, and my mother was a previous customer of theirs. So when we went into this, it was to buy that store, and we started in their location. We were there for about the first year and decided we really needed to be able to establish our own identity. Within the first 3 months, we were approached with the opportunity to buy a high-end wig store that was out of China Grove, and that had been purchased from the previous owner, who had been in business for 30-something years. So Becky Sifford had the wig boutique that was in China Grove and had serviced the Rowan County and outside areas for many years, and Karen Rittenhauer purchased from her and then decided this really wasn't the business for her, so she approached us to be able to buy it from her. So within a year, within actually 4 months, we purchased 2 wig boutiques and had them all in one location. And then with us knowing that we needed to be able to have our own identity and have people recognize it as a place different than OK Wigs, we decided to move right down the sidewalk when the opportunity became available. That was definitely a big risk because OK Wigs was positioned right at the heart of the square. It was very well known. It was like a fixture in Salisbury. So moving a retail location that already had quite a following, number one, was a huge risk. And then 2 weeks after we moved, the city decided to tear up the sidewalks on West Ennis Street. So we had construction right outside of our door for the next 3 to 4 weeks right after our move. So it was really difficult having people to understand, number one, we weren't closed, we just moved. And then number two, our location was actually open. I think it was really worth making the move because we've been able to, number one, offer more discretion than what we were able to offer when we were at the corner, which is something that is important to our clientele. And then number two, we've been able to establish ourselves in this location as Timeless Wigs and Marvelous Things. Whereas while we were at the corner, people would come in and they would still say that they were at OK Wigs. Definitely has presented a big challenge for brick and mortar retail stores, and definitely for us. We are a destination place, so most of the time people don't just happen upon a wig store and decide to walk in unless they are just looking for hair as an accessory. But those who are looking for hair as a medical need, they usually are coming out with purpose. A lot of our clientele are immune compromised, so that means that something like COVID hits, they're not doing anything at all, even when allowed. So that really cut our clientele. So we had to pivot like everyone else. We made the decision early on not to sell online, only because that marketplace is very saturated. We do have a website so people can come and find out information about us, but we don't do e-commerce. So letting people know that we moved from a you can walk in at any time to a by appointment only, which was our solution for making sure that we were able to sanitize, keep everybody safe, and control the flow of traffic that comes through here. It was definitely a risky thing to do, but it was the best thing to do, not only for us, but for each and every one of our clients. We have been able to use online methods to let people know. We have it posted on our website. We've taken advantage of Google and their ability to post any changes in hours and business operations, and a lot of word of mouth, which is really how we get a lot of our business, is word of mouth. So wigs is kind of funny because even though there are a lot of people that wear it, including a lot of people that you probably don't realize that wear them, you will find that it's not something that everyone is willing to share. So there are some of my customers who are very open about the fact that they wear alternative hair, and then there's some that are very private about it. So the fact that we've been able to sustain ourselves on word of mouth has been phenomenal, and that's not only through our customers, but hairstylists, cancer centers, and different medical providers as well. So Rowan County is a phenomenal county for us to have our business in, and we are proud to be a Rowan County original. We are excited about the fact that there is a big push for upper level residential, and so the city has provided grants to help to push that. So what does that mean? That means that your downtown becomes a place that it's not just a 10 to 5 place, but now you're going to have people who are looking for different amenities that are convenient for them because they're going to be living downtown, which opens up the marketplace for different businesses to come in to address those needs. The city has a matching grant for opportunities to upfit your building, and so we are going to convert office space upstairs into a 1-bedroom apartment, which we already have one 1-bedroom apartment upstairs, so we're excited to be adding to that. And a lot of the building owners are taking advantage of that. They also have facade grants and different things that help to offset the cost to be able to keep our downtown looking fresh and exciting. So for kids who want to be entrepreneurs, my suggestion would be, number one, start out working for someone. I think for me, having been in corporate America for a number of years and being able to see how people do things was very helpful for me stepping into this business venture. Being able to apply the knowledge that I had, being able to spend other people's money, and turning that into everything that has to be done originates with me. That was really helpful having that background knowledge. Now some people jump out and are just entrepreneurs in spirit, and they're able to do so and navigate that world successfully. But I think that if you get some exposure to the field that you're looking to be in, even if it's as an intern or something where you're shadowing some people, getting a mentor in that field is great. But do something that makes you feel good, because then it really doesn't feel like work. For me, I was never a hair person, and you could not tell me that this was the business that I would be in. My background is HR. I have a master's in HR. I had all of my HR certifications, and I loved that field. But now I get to help people in a different kind of way every day. So the fact that I love to help people, and this is something that allows me to help people without the downsides of HR, because I would have to balance being an advocate for not only the employees, but also for the business. Here, everything I do, I get to be an advocate for each and every customer that comes in. So if you find something that you have a passion for, that even if the money that you want to make isn't coming initially, because it takes a lot to run a business, especially when it's something that deals with product. You have a lot of overhead having an actual brick and mortar building as opposed to something that just runs online. But take all of that into account. The first thing I did when this opportunity came available was I spoke to other people who had retail locations, and I kind of spoke to them about their journey, what was the scariest thing that they experienced, what were the great things that they experienced, and then I had to make a decision if I was ready to commit myself to that. And I also think that being willing to make mistakes, and sometimes what other people will look at as a failure, but being willing to kind of put yourself open to some risk, and know that you're going to navigate along the way, and eventually what started out as difficult will start to get easier. So those are my advice, is to look at what you have a passion for, do some research, get some exposure, and then just jump in and enjoy the ride.